Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to my channel. If you're new, I'm Kelly. This is KBellaBeauty, and I have another monthly makeup picks for you. If you're new to my channel or new to my monthly makeup picks, this is my spin on the whole shop my stash deal, and I was inspired by Kelly Gooch. I always have her listed down below because in her shop my stash videos, she picks 5 products that she wants to focus on for the month, and then she comes back the following month, updates you on those 5 products, and picks 5 new products to focus on. So that is how I have kind of built my monthly makeup picks as well. I choose 5 makeup products that I really want to focus on, and then I come back and I update you on how I did. Sometimes I did amazing, sometimes not so much, and then I pick 5 new products. So let's just jump into the video. If you want to hear my monthly makeup picks for the month of November, go ahead and keep on watching. I also want to apologize for any lines you see on me throughout this video. I'm trying to keep them as minimal as possible, but I do film in front of a window right here, and this just the time of day that I'm filming, the sun is beaming in, so I have some extra decorations here. But let's start by talking about the 5 products that I picked for the month of October and how I did on them. The first product that I mentioned was my Master Palette by Mario. This is in collaboration with Anastasia Beverly Hills. This is in my 18 and 2018 Project Pan, and the reason why I chose this was not necessarily because I wanted to hit pan on it, but this was a palette that I absolutely loved when it came out. I still love it. I think it's beautiful, but it was one of those where she just kind of got thrown in my collection and I wasn't really bringing her out very much. So I wanted to put her in my monthly makeup picks for the month of October to help me with my Project Pan because I've been failing miserably at that. And I feel like I've done really, really well. I don't know how much you're going to be able to tell, but I do have a dent in 5th Avenue and Marina. I don't really have any significant dents in any others, but when you look at this palette, you can tell that I've used 5th Avenue and Marina a lot. And I mean, I use Isabel, not Isabella. I use Isabel a lot as well, but you know, I guess just not as much product as I use on the lids. But I did get some good use out of this. It's still in my Project Pan, so I'm still going to be trying to use it in November and December, but I just really wanted to highlight it in October, and I feel like I did that well. I also pulled in this blush trio right here by Hourglass Cosmetics. This is the Ambient Lighting Blush Palette, and I'm pretty sure it came out 2 years ago, or was it 3? 2 or 3 years ago, and I really, really wanted it, and my best friend Smegs picked this up for me for my birthday, and I absolutely love it. It's probably hard to tell, but they were all kind of dome-shaped a little bit, and I typically mix the pink shade with this more neutral shade. This neutral shade is pretty flat. The coral shade I don't use too much, so that one's still pretty rounded, and you can tell that I've used the pink one as well. For whatever reason, I love to pull this out in the winter time. I don't know. It just feels like a winter blush to me, and I'm still gonna continue to use it, but this was the only blush product I think that I used in the month of October. I might have used Rockateur a couple times to help with my Project Pan, but I get some good use out of this in the winter, so I'm gonna put it back in my collection, but I'll definitely be reaching for this every now and then. I chose another Project Pan product to help me get some good use out of it, and I chose my highlighter, the Laura Geller Gilded Honey Highlighter, and I have used this highlighter a ton. You can tell, it's definitely used, it's definitely well loved, and this was pretty much probably the only highlighter that I used in the month of October. I did do really well with it. I still feel like nothing's happening. I feel like I use it, and I mean I use a good amount when I highlight my face, but I still don't really have too much going on here. But I did use this product. Again, I'm going to continue to use it because it's in my Project Pan, but I did want to spotlight it for October, and I did pretty well on it. I threw a few lippies in my monthly makeup picks, and I chose my 2 new Dose of Colors. What are these called? It doesn't say on here. I think these are their Velvet liquid lipsticks. These were in collaboration with Desi and Katie, the Desi x Katie collab round 2. I got a Mauve Story and my main, and I'll swatch them for you because I don't think I swatched them last time. I definitely did really well with a Mauve Story because this is a Kelly shade. This is right up my alley. Totally love that one. Love the formula. It's really long lasting. It definitely feels like more of a velvet texture on your lips, but I also like that it dries down almost completely. You still get a little bit of transfer like in the beginning, but it dries down almost completely, and I love that because I am not someone that really reapplies my lipstick too much, and that's probably why I love liquid lips so much. Like, you just put it on one time and you're good to go. But I also did pick up my main. I did wear this a little bit, not as much as a Mauve Story. I do like it, but it's definitely much more of a deeper neutral on me. If you've seen pictures of like Katie or Desi wearing it, I feel like it looks lighter on them and it almost looks a little pinkier on them, whereas it definitely pulls very like brown or peach on me, and it is darker. So I do like it. It's nice. It's definitely nice for fall and winter, but it's not a light nude for me. And then my 5th and final product that I picked was by Too Faced. It was the Sweet Peach Lip Gloss, and I pulled it into my monthly makeup picks because I'm really bad at wearing lip gloss, which is why I don't have a lot of it, but I really do like this lip gloss. However, I was thinking, okay, I have these 2 Dose of Colors lippies, and so this is a great time for me to throw a gloss in there so that instead of reapplying my liquid lipstick or the velvet lipstick, whatever you want to call it, I can kind of touch up with a gloss. That was my intent. I brought this to work with me. I had it in my purse all month, and I didn't use it one time. I failed miserably on this last product. I did not use it one time. I knew that I was supposed to, but I'm a teacher, and so it's kind of hard during the day. Like, I have one chance to put my lipstick on, and then it's like I'm go until the end of the day, and then at that point I'm going home. So if I haven't put lipstick on during the day, I'm not gonna put it on to go home, and I'm not gonna touch up to go home. So I feel like lip products, although they are some of my favorites, can sometimes be a little tricky for me during the work week, and unfortunately I failed in that category. Okay, so before we get into my picks for the month of November, I am munching on some Skittles and leftover Halloween candy. I'm munching on some Skittles, and I have a really funny story to share with you. It's not my story, it's Smeg's story, but I'm gonna tell it because literally every time I eat Skittles, I think about this. My friend Smegs was telling me that her and her husband were having this debate because you know how Skittles are different colors and M&Ms are different colors. Well, her husband was trying to tell her that when you eat Skittles, you don't know what color you're eating because they all taste the same. And she was like, no, Skittles taste different, M&Ms taste the same when you eat them. And he was like straight up arguing with her, and he was like, no, you cannot tell what color Skittles are. So they had some Skittles, and she was like, okay, quiz me. So she literally closed her eyes, and he would like give her a Skittle, and she would be like, red, yellow, purple. And she was like trying to show him that like you can tell what flavor the Skittles are. And so I think about that every time I eat Skittles. And it might not be funny if you don't know them in person, but like, I love that story. It's one of my favorites. Okay, so let's keep it moving and let's talk about the 5 makeup products that I want to focus on in November. I am choosing an eyeshadow palette. I have this guy right here. This is my Tartelette Toasted palette. It is the only Tartelette palette that I have. I know there's the Tartelette in Bloom, the Tartelette Toasted, and then they have like Tartist Pro palettes. This is my only Tarte palette. I did pick it up when it was new and released, and I loved it at first, and I still do enjoy it, but I found that again, this is one of those eyeshadow palettes that like I bought it, I loved it, I used it a ton right away, and then just kind of tucked it away. Got another eyeshadow palette, was using that one, tucked it away. Like I'm really bad at that. I get new eyeshadow palettes and I use them a ton, and then sometimes they just sit on my shelf, and that has happened with the Tartelette Toasted palette. But I have decided it's fall time, it's November. I feel like warm toned orange, bronze, like that's my vibe for fall. And that's exactly what this palette is. So I feel like I'll be able to get some good use out of this, create a few little holiday looks with it. It's the eyeshadow palette that I'm using today on my eyes, and I feel like it's just a great like everyday palette. You obviously can't create a variety of looks because they're just pretty similar in tone, like it's pretty warm toned, but I do enjoy this palette, so I want to pull it out, and it'll be a good like everyday palette, I think. I'm also pulling out a blush that I haven't used in a while, but I feel like this blush will pair very nicely with the Tartelette Toasted palette, and this was actually a collab between Becca and Jaclyn Hill. This was the Prosecco Pop and Amaretto split pan, and I got it specifically for the blush in Amaretto. I can't wear Prosecco Pop. It's too dark for my skin tone, so I don't really use it at all. If I do use it, I mix it with Champagne Pop just because it is very dark on my skin and I'm very fair complected. But I want to use Amaretto because this guy kind of, again, gets thrown into my stash, and it's not one that I think to reach for a lot, but I really, really love it. It's the blush that I'm wearing today. It's definitely very like, it's like a neutral shade, and it kind of goes with every eye look, and I feel like it'll go really well with the warm tones in the Tartelette Toasted palette. So we're gonna focus on using this guy. I am also pulling in one of my Makeup Geek highlighters. This is actually her Duochrome highlighter in the shade Lit. It is the highlighter that I am wearing today. I love it because although it looks like it would be super duper light, it definitely has like a champagne peachy pink shift. And I feel like, again, this will pair really well with the eyeshadow palette and the blush that I'm choosing this month, because you do get like a nice champagne shift, but when you tilt your head, you can kind of also see a little bit of peach, a little bit of pink, and it's just very unique. And when I do wear it, I get a lot of compliments on it, but I haven't used it in a while. I've been trying to use up that Laura Geller one, so I want to pull this out and get some use out of it. I have a couple lippies that I want to focus on in November, and we are taking it back to actual lipsticks because I am such a liquid lipstick junkie. The first is Modesty by MAC. That's what I'm wearing right now. I love this shade. This is in my Project Pan, and this is my favorite MAC shade. It's probably my favorite lipstick in general. It's a cream sheen, which I love cream sheens by MAC, but this is like your perfect everyday shade. The reason why I put it in my 18 and 2018 Project Pan is because I love it so much, but I'm such a liquid lipstick junkie that I wasn't getting a lot of use out of it, and I had Modesty and it went bad before I could use it, and I don't want it to go bad before I can use it. So I want to focus on using that, but I also want to pull in another MAC lipstick, and this one is in Velvet Teddy. And this one I actually just back to MAC'd for it because I had Velvet Teddy, used it a ton. It's one of my favorite nudes, and it's a deeper nude. It's more of like a fall nude, but it went bad before I could use it. So I had to pitch it, but I did do back to MAC and picked up another one. And so I want to make sure that I am getting some good use out of it. And this is Velvet Teddy right here. So I figure if I throw those two lipsticks in my bag, take them to work with me, they're real easy to throw on real quickly. I don't even have a lip liner on with Modesty right now. I feel like I probably will use a lip liner with Velvet Teddy, but with Modesty, it's just so quick and easy and natural and neutral that I can just throw it on real fast and I'm good to go. The last product that I do want to focus on is actually a little sample, but I still have a lot left. I got this at the beginning of October, And this is the Marc Jacobs Undercover Coconut, the coconut primer that Marc Jacobs has. I got this in the beginning of November because I knew I wanted to try a new primer, and I've heard really good things about that one. It's super hydrating. I have dry skin, and I wanted to try it out before the VIB sale so that I could decide if I wanted to purchase it or not. And I did end up purchasing it, spoiler alert. But I've been using this like basically every single day, and I still have half of my sample left. So I want to use up the sample before the actual primer gets here. So we're gonna use this up. I'm gonna continue to use it every single day until it's gone so I can use up this little sample. And that is going to do it for this month's monthly makeup picks. I hope you did enjoy this video. If you do, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Let me know what makeup products you are going to focus on this month. If you do a Shop My Stash, or if you pick makeup products weekly or monthly that you try to focus on in your collection. I really like videos like this because it helps you, you know, there's always new makeup coming out. So this helps you re-find old favorites that you already have in your collection, and sometimes even dupes of new products coming out. So I'm definitely going to use these products up. I would love to know if you have some products that you're trying to focus on for the month of November. Otherwise, hit that subscribe button and stay tuned, because I will come back in December and update you on my progress and let you know my new picks for December. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll talk to you next time. Bye.